Alright, hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a review of the Toccs Panorama. This is a speaker I picked up for really cheap. The website, for whatever reason, they're asking $100 for it. But I found it online for $30 about, and I found it for even cheaper on another site for $13. So let's go ahead and take a look. I've already opened this box before, so not everything's going to be in here. But you get... Oops. They printed the label backwards. This might just be their design. But it opens this way, and the labels are clearly set up the other way, so that's an interesting aspect right outside the box. The other thing you'll notice is I have it on. You can easily turn it off with the switch. I prefer a button that you can just press and hold in like the play button, but they decided to go with the switch. And it plays that kind of annoying sound when you start it up. You also get a charging cable. It uses micro USB, so that's nice. That means you'll probably have a bunch of extra cords laying around. And it also comes with a standard sized headphone cable. Plugged on both ends, so you can plug it into a device that normally doesn't have Bluetooth. So for instance, if you had a MP3 player, CD player, if people still have those, or a DVD player. I don't know. DVD players don't have this type, but basically anything that has normal headphone jack can support these. Alright, like I said before, now you can actually see it, micro USB, not mini, kind of most normal Android phones come with now. And here is the speaker. Let's turn it off so we don't have that blinking light. Alright. So yeah, I mean, this is the white version. It's the only version they had in stock. There's a pause/play button, a back/volume down button, and a plus/volume forwards button, and a call button. These volume buttons will be very important if you're going to be using the audio out cable, because by default the audio is pretty low. I don't know if you can see it through here, but there are two speakers, so yes, it is stereo. Unfortunately, they call it the Panorama, so you think, oh, you get nice wide degree of sound, but no, both speakers are facing directly forward, so you have a pretty narrow, especially for the size, you have a pretty narrow range of sound. So if you tilt it like this or like this, you'll notice a definitive shift in the sound. So that's just one thing, but I mean, like, for a $25 speaker, still not bad. Now, the most important thing that most people will probably want to watch this video for is sound quality. We'll do a test of that, but first I'm just going to show you one kind of annoying thing about setting it up. It makes it easier for the first time, but as you see, there's a blue flashing light, which isn't a normal light. It's not an LED. It's one of those on-circuit board LEDs that just shines through a hole. So as you can see here, you got quite a bit of light bleed. This one, quite a bit of light bleed too. Instead of using one of those clear pole things, I forget what they're called, they shine it right through, or making it look a little bit thicker or anything, it just kind of bleeds through. Another thing that's like not a big problem, but I mean, if you're a manufacturer trying to sell something for $100, you could do a little bit better quality. This speaker grill, really nice. The feel, not so. I mean, it's like a kind of like very slightly rubberized plastic. I don't even know what it's called. It's not like grippy, but it feels like kind of like a matte finish, except a little bit smoother. Weird. Anyway, so when you see this light blinking, it's when you first turn it on, it's in pairing mode. As far as I know, there's no way to take it out of pairing mode. So as long as your device is not connected, anybody else within like 30 feet or whatever could connect. Maybe a little bit farther if you're in an open area. So let's go ahead and connect. I'm going to connect on my computer, so hopefully we can get a good sound sample. Alright, and when you're connecting, it will be, the device is called KB102H, which is the model number. It says nothing about the manufacturer, of course, because this is clearly made to not be a very high-end product. So you can see here, we got our model number, STC ID. You open it up, there's your 600 milliamp battery. Looks just like a cell phone battery. It's nice that this is removable. It does not come installed out of the box. But I guess this means if there's a problem and the company's still around, you can get it replaced, which is pretty nice. So yes, we are actually going to talk about sound quality. And apparently I can't pair this with my computer, which is unfortunate. because I don't have the right Bluetooth drivers, but it pairs with Android just fine. It should pair with iOS as well. Alright, so we're just going to have to use an audio cable. I have one that's a little bit longer, so I can actually connect it to my computer, and then we're going to do a sound quality test. I've done some before, but I'm just going to let you guys hear an audio sample of me talking, so you can actually hear firsthand, and so I don't get sued. Alright, we're going to open an audio program. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to plug this in. Now we're plugged in. Make sure we're in focus. As you can see, when you plug something in, the blue light stops flashing, so it's no longer in pairing mode. So you can't actually connect your device. This is nice, because I guess that's like really the only way to take it out of pairing mode when you're not connected. Green light means it's powered on. If you're charging, it will be red. If you're charging with it powered on, it will be yellow, which is a bit weird. Alright. So it's going to go ahead and do a sound test. Make sure this is set up properly. Okay. Alright, this time we're doing a sound test. Here's my computer monitor. You can see it right there. We are recording. Alright, that should be enough. This isn't a great example for music, but it will still give us a good example for how the sound sounds, I guess, if you want to say that. Alright, going back to the speaker. Alright, refocus. Okay, so you can hear me. The microphone on this phone I'm recording on is probably not best quality. You'll still be able to hear it. Let's go ahead and go through. Alright, this time we're doing a sound test. Oops, I cut off my speakers. Sorry. Alright. Alright, this time we're doing a sound test. My computer monitor. And like I said before, it's pretty low. So you want to hold down the fast forward button in order to turn up the volume. Let's just give you an example. Alright, this time we're doing a sound test. Here's my computer. And when you hear that beep, that means you're at maximum volume. Alright, that should be enough. This isn't a great example for music, but it will still give us a good example for how the sound sounds. I guess, if you want to say that. Alright, go back to the speaker. Alright, refocus. Okay. So I don't know if you could tell from the recording, but there is a definite pitch shift when you tilt it or listen at different angles. Not a huge deal, but I mean, it's kind of a little bit disappointing for somebody who calls itself Panorama. I would at least hope that they have them angled out or maybe spaced out a little bit more. But again, not bad. The sound quality, as you could hopefully tell, actually pretty clear, but not as they advertise crystal clear. If somebody's supposed to be $100, this would not be a good option. I would not buy this for $100. I mean, not just for a light issue. That is kind of annoying, but I mean, it's not a big deal. The sound quality is good, but not worth $100. I'd pay maybe like $40 for this. It does sound pretty good for $40, and especially for like if you can get it for $25, still, it's definitely a steal. Sound quality is really good. It gets highs, gets lows, has a decent amount of bass. Not like anything like thumping, but if you're holding it, you can definitely feel it. So it's still kicking. But my main problem is it doesn't have the range that you'd want to listen to, like especially if you're an audiophile, you listen to songs that have like, you know, gradual changes from high to low. You can't really pick it up very much. I use this one song. Sorry about that. I use this one song for testing as like a sweeping sound goes from like high to low, goes like boo. This kind of fades off with this. I can't show that song again, copyright reasons, but it went boo. You don't get a good range with this, basically. That's the problem. But again, if you want a Bluetooth speaker that sounds good for the price, and you can still find it for $25, I would definitely say go ahead and get this. I'm not sure if the sale's still on. I'll have a link to where I got to the sale in the description. The place I got this for $13 is sold out. I don't know if they're getting any more in or keep that price. But definitely, if you can still get this, I would suggest picking one up. Like I said, there are some problems with it. But I mean, for under $50, this is definitely a really good speaker. I guess, again, sound quality is not amazing, did not blow me away by any means, but I mean, for a low price speaker, this is actually pretty nice. Like I said before, you can't get the entire range of sound, but you're not going to get that on a speaker under $50 anyway, unless it's like a desktop speaker. So for something this size with Bluetooth, for if you can find it under $50, I'd suggest it. Another thing that, like I said, why they should not be asking $100 for this is plastic quality, LED quality, no NFC pairing, no ability to turn off Bluetooth pairing. There's just so many things about it. Was like, if you ask $100 for something, yes, sound quality is really important, but if you want to ask for $100, you need to have a premium product. I mean, sound quality is great. Now, yes, I'd rather have sound quality over features, but even the sound quality alone, this is not worth $100. So, there's just a few things they could have done better. But overall, it's a pretty nice product. I was really, really, really antsy about even paying $13 for something like this, where I hadn't heard of the company at all. This product's not on Amazon. There were no reviews anywhere on this. So I guess I'm the first one to review it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wish I could play some actual music for you. As a matter of fact, I think I can. But let's just go get some public domain stuff. If you want to go ahead and leave, I'm going to go see if I can find my public domain music. Have some on my YouTube channel, which you're probably watching. Go ahead and plug this cable back in. Alright, so if you want to see this video that I'm playing, there will be a link to it in the description, so you can hear the sound for yourself. And right now the sound's not playing out of this. Display. Normally, when you plug in that old game console, like I can actually feel that like a little bit of a shake with it, even like that. So let's go ahead and skip to the music part. So be sure to check it out. I'll have a link up as an annotation when. Alright, and the volume control and plus and minus, and not volume control. The pause and skip, of course, don't work when you're on when you're plugging directly in, but they do work when you're on Bluetooth. I even tested it with Android. There's no compatibility problems there. I haven't tested the call button or microphone quality. That's not really what I'm going to be using this for, but yeah, overall, really good option for the price range. Not amazing. Again, did not blow me away. For $100, I want everything in the sound quality. Doesn't have to be the best quality sound. I just want to be able to hear all the tones and stuff in the range. So, again, pretty nice option if you can find it for a discount. Don't buy this at full price ever. Even a discount, like I think $80 they're asking for on their website, is still a bit much. But yeah, nice option. Good quality, rechargeable, replaceable battery, lots of pluses, but could be better. Alright, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.